Welcome to the class of history. Today we are going to study German unification. The story of German unification is very interesting. So let's begin with the story. This is the map of Germany, and Germany was not like this because it was divided into many small states before it got unified. Now this is the map of world. If you see in the map of world, you will find that Germany is a very small country as compared to other big nations of the world as area wise. If you will see that it's a very small country, and this small country was divided into so many small states. Now this is the map of German Confederation. Basically this is the map before Germany got unified. This map clearly shows the boundaries of the German Confederation, Prussian and the other larger states in Germany prior to unification in 1871. Now what is the German Confederation? German Confederation was an association of 39 German states in Central Europe created by the Congress of Vienna in 1815 to coordinate the economies of separate German speaking countries and to replace the former Holy Roman Empire. Basically, the Congress of Vienna, which held in 1815, wanted to bring back, or you can say wanted to restore, the conservative order in Europe, which was disturbed by the French Revolution, because after the French Revolution, when the nationalistic feelings developed in the hearts of the people of Europe, and they wanted to replace monarchical governments with the republic, and they were fighting for these for their rights. They were fighting to bring back nation states concept. Now in 1815, after the defeat of Napoleon, this Congress of Vienna once again took the advantage of the situation, and they wanted to restore the conservative order, and they wanted to bring back the monarchical government. So they created this to coordinate the economies of separate German speaking countries and to replace the former Holy Roman Empire. Now it acted as a buffer state between it acted as a buffer between the powerful states of Austria and Prussian, and most historians have judged that the confederation as weak and ineffective because it was an obstacle to the creation of a German nation state. So it collapsed because of the rivalry between Prussian and Austria. The dispute between the two dominant member states of the Confederation, that is Austria and Prussian, was over who will have the inherent right to rule German states, the who will have the inherent right to rule German lands. It ultimately ended in favor of Prussian. So, this led to the creation of the North German Confederation under Prussian leadership in 1867. But still, the German unification was not complete because a number of South German states remained independent, and until and unless these states joined the North German Confederation, unification was not complete. So, to declare Germany as a German empire, it was necessary that these South German states also joined the North German Confederation. So, till here, what we have learned is that the process of the unification of Germany occurred in the 19th century, and prior to unification, there were many states in Central Europe. Some of them were very small, possibly no more than 5 miles from one border to the other. Many Germans wanted a nation that was united, powerful, and influential. Now, question arises when we talk about this. Now, the question arises, who took the responsibility? Because if you see, many Germans wanted a nation that was united, powerful, and influential. So, here the question arises, who took the responsibility on its shoulders to unify Germany, and who became the architect of German unification? So, Prussian took the leadership of the movement for national unification, and its chief minister, Otto von Bismarck, became the architect of this process, and he carried out, with the help of the Prussian army and bureaucracy, three wars over 7 years in which he defeated Austria, Denmark, and France. And ultimately, all these three wars ended in the Prussian victory, and this completed the process of German unification. And in January 1871, the Prussian King William I was proclaimed German Emperor in a ceremony held at Versailles. So, in this way, we see that the Chief Minister of Prussian, Otto von Bismarck, became the architect of the German unification, and Prussian took the responsibility on its shoulder to unify Germany. So, with the help of the bureaucracy and the Prussian army, three wars were fought over 7 years in which Austria, Denmark, and France was defeated, and ultimately this led to the unification of Germany. Now, to declare Germany as an empire, they all met on the bitterly cold morning of 18th January 1871. The assembly comprised the princes of the German states, representatives of the army, important Prussian ministers, including the chief minister Otto von Bismarck. They all gathered in the unheated hall of mirrors in the palace of Versailles. Why it is written that they all gathered in unheated hall of mirrors? Because it was a very cold morning. Germany is a cold country, and it was a very cold morning, and this hall was not even centrally heated. Still, they all, in spite of this cold weather, in spite of this bitter cold morning, they all assembled in the hall of mirrors in the palace of Versailles to proclaim the new German empire, which will be headed by Kaiser William I of Prussia. Now, this is the man, Otto von Bismarck, who is known as the architect of the process of German unification. He took the help of Prussian army and bureaucracy, and he fought three wars over 7 years to unify Germany. In these three wars, he defeated Austria, Denmark, and France, and with these three war victories, he completed the unification of Germany. Now, this is the picture of hall of this is the picture of hall of mirrors in the palace of Versailles, where they all assembled and declared Germany as an empire, and declared that from now on Germany will be a unified nation. Now, this is the map of Germany. These are the two maps of Germany. In the first map, they show you the different boundaries of different boundaries, like the Prussian territory, other North German states, South German states, border of the North German Confederation, boundary of German Empire. So it shows you all the things that. And then in the second map, which is totally green, they show you the Imperial Germany, that is from 1871 to 1918. So if you compare this map with the map which I showed you in the beginning, you will realize that this was a bigger nation as compared to the present Germany. So in this way, we see that how the map was totally different as compared to the present Germany. But with this unification, Germany turned into an empire, and the unification of Germany is complete. So we come to the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed the story, and thank you so much for watching this video.